Thank you for joining me again on another edition of the talk show. As you know, my name is Peter Pan and you're watching Peter Pan TV. Charity, they say, begins at home. So before you go out there to look for it, my brother, you have to check your house first if you have it. I remain the first son of Edo and Akoko Edo Igara. If you have problem with that, my brother, you have to call the palace be that too. In my language, we used to say Gero. It means there is no time. No time, my people. We are coming back because there is no time. This show, I just want to quickly say happy birthday to one of my colleague daughter. She turned +1 today in the person of Elma Michael. She's from Ethiopia. We call her Princess Elma. That is the Ethiopian princess. And as you believe, this is the lady. This is the beautiful princess. Princess, happy birthday to you. And we hope you have enjoyed your cake. And usually we used to have problem with people here who are doing birthday. You understand me now? You can't just celebrate your birthday without sending us our own cake. We need our cake, and so that the matter will be settled amicably. Enjoy your day. It's your month and week and day of celebration. You understand? Congratulations once again. Thank you so much. Flip. It's been a tussle between Ghana and Nigeria. It's a movie that I'm still trying to, you understand, to balance the equation to see how the movie is going to unfold, how it's going to end, because it bows me. You understand, to see that an embassy in another country is being demolished by the same country the embassy was resided in. You understand me now? Somebody took to Nigeria embassy in Ghana and mobilized some boys and some tractors. You understand? To go and demolish the building. Say the way the thing is playing now, sometimes you don't really understand, because I usually say when it comes to African issue, it is the less you look, the more you will see. You understanding me now? So they went there on the pretense that the said place belongs to them. So they decide to demolish the fence in the morning, and then later in the midnight they came with tractors and guns and what have you to properly demolish the buildings. I say correct. For those of you who have not watched this, please let's flip. We'll be right back.
Look at it, demolish your property. That is almost the completion. Look at it. Everybody say, yeah.
Let's line up.
Why will you come at 1 a.m. to do this?
Let's line up.
Why should you come at 1 a.m. and do something that's illegal? Why won't you come at daybreak to do this? Why middle of the night? They did it partially. They yanked off our gate. That is the gate of the residents of the Nigerian Commission in Ghana. They yanked off our gate. I see that was saying now. Look at our wall. They demolished our wall.
Look at our home.
We demolished our wall. This is not that.
We want to go. We want to go. We want to go. We want to go. We want to go.
So what are we talking about? What can the police do? Why the people came armed with guns? Excellent, they came with guns. So tell me, if the police were here during that time, could they have affected people that were armed with guns? Please, people of the world, come to our aid. We can no longer breathe in Ghana. We are suffocating. If the Ghanaians no longer want us in this country, say to us that Nigerians should leave your country and we will peacefully leave your country. This is what we have to go through. This is our news. In Ghana, we want the whole world to see to this and to come to our aid. We are saying, say no to racism. We are saying that black man deserves a better life. But this is a case of blood to blood demolition of the residents of a Nigerian Commission without a prior notice. This is appalling, if I must say. This is Mo Precious reporting from Anto FM.
I've seen the demolition work carried out by some Ghanaians. Literally, you want me to blame them. My brothers, I will not blame them because before you start castigating people, you need to check or, rephrase back to history. You understand me? Me, I'm always basing my own present argumentation with history. Let me refresh your memory that in 1983, precisely January 17th, 10 a.m. Gogongon in the morning, Nigeria then President Shehu Shagari, you understand me now? He came out openly and declared that the Ghanaians in Nigeria should leave Nigeria and go back to Ghana. I know most of us are not too familiar with this story, but let me just break the iceberg. Most of us know the bag we used to call Ghana Must Go in Nigeria. In case you have forgotten the bag, this is the bag. This bag was, the original name of this bag was not Ghana Must Go. We gave it Ghana Must Go because this was what they used, the Ghanaians used to pack their kaya, what we call kaya, their load, to go back to Ghana. Then nobody see it as racism because the social media level there was not that vast the way it is now. You are getting me now? Okay. Now years has come by and somebody went to your embassy and demolished your embassy, and another reporter is there crying on the background that this is racism, that if they want them to leave the country they should tell them. Do you want somebody to come and tell you to leave your country before you know you are no longer welcome? Look at the way she's even nagging. Who is going to help you? And she's even asking us to come and help her. Why should we come and help you? I thought it should be between government to government. That is an embassy, for God's sake. It's not a car park. It's not a private building. So why are you nagging and shouting? Let them settle it amicably. Now when we did our own, nobody cried. Now it is the turn of the Ghanaians now to do their own, and you are crying that they are racist. How dare you say that, madam? And for Nigeria government, you see how clueless you people are. First of all, I will give you an example. Do you think anybody can just go and put down American embassy? You saw what happened in Baghdad. You think you can just do that? That is to tell you how weak Nigeria is. So most of you is still parading that name. Nigeria is the masquerade, is the giant of Africa. You are deceiving yourself. Your embassy now was, and this man that even brought out this embassy, you did not finish the work. I was expecting you to level it and remove all those blocks. You use it to fill some of the potholes in Ghana. You understand me? Then I will have even appreciated you more, because our government, they are useless. This same embassy now, if you go there for passport, they will do you like this. They will suffer you. To even renew passport is a problem. If you have a problem, you run to them, they will not help you, unlike other embassies. You understand? So these people, they are even there wasting our money. So we just want to say thank you, Ghanaians, for demolishing the building. But please, next time when you want to do something like this, do it once and for all. Demolish all. We don't want to see anything. These are clueless government. You understand me? They don't know what they are doing. You are here coming, we should come and help you. You don't know the problem we have already is too much. How can we help you? Madam, you need to help yourself, because your problem, the condition of your problem has no help. We can't just do anything about it. You understand? This is karma. When you get the word karma, you do somebody in 1983 and in 2020 somebody is replying you back. It's like that. Now the difference between we and Ghana is very clear. They are being smart. They are not coming openly to come and tell you to leave because it will be seen as racist. Unlike our clueless government then in 1983, without brain, just coming out to declare a whole Ghana. Do you know I can actually walk from Ghana to Nigeria? For those of you who live in Dubai, it's like from Dubai to Sharjah, and you'll be asking them to leave. Does that make sense? And you are here nagging. They have destroyed your Ghanaians. Please, you guys should go and finish the work. If possible, put fire there and burn it down. The consulate to everything, you guys should destroy it. We have given it to you. We Nigerians, we know what they used to do. They will go and borrow money and build it. We trust our government, so you guys shouldn't worry about it. You understand me? because human capital doesn't is not even, they don't even consider that. All they do is just to borrow money and do rubbish thing. We trust them, they will still borrow money and rebuild it. You understand me? So their problem will not hold us today. You get me now? So let's just flip to the next news for today. Another news that shook me this week is one Mr. Thomas Obi from Cross River State. He is the special advisor to the governor, to the present governor of Cross River State on special forensic security. You are getting me now? This guy did a wonderful job this week, and I decided to come and share it with you guys, because it wondered me that somebody after sleeping overnight you now had a dream. You get me? You wake up from your dream and then you went to the people's house that you saw in your dream. You understand me? And you went and took them and put fire on them, that they should confess. That why would they want to kill you? The story is confusing, Abi. God, Nigeria, oh, you guys will not kill me. Oh. So this is the people that he dreamt of. He woke up in the morning, he went to their house and grabbed them, brought them outside and put fire on their body to torture them, for them to confess as to why they were in his dream and why were they trying to kill him. I say, correct. This is my country, oh, where the less you look, the more you will see. You understand me? So somebody cannot dream and see somebody in the dream and have peace. You know, this is why I always have problem with all Thomas. You understand me? Anywhere you see Thomas, there must be problem. There must be some stupid problem. You are getting me now? How can you say because you dreamt and you saw people? Okay, now, yeah, now, who is the true winch now? Because he is accusing these people of witchcraft. I'm just wondering, oh, where are we even heading to say? So somebody can no longer, okay, yesterday I dreamt in my dream. Then as I woke up this morning, I will go and look for the people and start saying they are weak, they want to kill me. Eh? If I say in my dream, if you cannot kill me, I will kill you. It's just two ways, it's just to all withdraw. You understand me? So why will you just wake up and go and meet these old people? And these people, they are old enough to, if not just to be his father and mother, to be his grandparent. And you are accusing them of witchcraft. What kind of, you know, sometimes the funny thing is, the people doing all these things are not even the people you expected to do it. You understand me? There are some ignoramus people that, okay, you feel okay, no problem, these are the kind, it's all right, but not somebody in this high position behaving like a lunatic. You understand me now? And the police commissioner of Cross River State, if this video will get to you, this is to you. You have to go and look for this Mr. Thomas Obi to question this guy. In fact, he should tender an apology and then pay for damages, because you can't just do this thing. This is for God's sake, this is 21st century and we are in 2020. You understanding me? This Mr. Thomas, you are more deadlier than the coronavirus we are even saying. How can you do this to your parent? Just imagine burning people alive because you saw them in your dream. So somebody will not sleep again, will not dream again, you will not see people in your dream again. Police commissioner, please, you guys should look for this guy and question him, I beg, because I believe nobody is above the law. What is this? Let's flip. Another news that shook us this week was one popular Nigerian musician. His name is Oladapo Oyebanjo, aka Mr. D'banj, the Coco Master. Many of you know him. He's the Coco Master. You understand? In one of his tracks, he was telling us to go and ask Genevieve, ask Omotola. You understand me now? So a lady has came recently to lay a complaint or to lay a lawsuit to say that the guy raped him in the year of 2018. One Mrs. Seyetin. For those of you who don't know her, this is the lady and this is the supposed D'banj that raped her. You understand me now? So from the picture you can see for yourself who the rapist is or who the rapoo is, because I'm still confusing. You understand me? The story is like this. This D'banj hosts, you know, organized a party in the year of 2018 and then invited this lady to the party. Probably the lady went like this, or maybe she even went there with bikini. You understand me? With all this natural endowment. So in the mid of 2 a.m. my cocoa master went back because his cocoa was looking for where to shokoto. You get me now? So he went to our hotel around 2 a.m. I wasn't there, but I was the one who drive the bus. So when the guy got to the reception, he took the key, even though he didn't pay for the room. And even though he didn't know the room the lady booked, you understand, to sleep that night. So somehow he got the key and then went to the room, opened the door, entered the room, locked the door, spread the girl, and used the cocoa bulletproof, you understand, to repoo, and then he left. And 2018, 2019, then we did not hear anything. No, the girl did not say anything. Probably the marriage was promised and the marriage was not fulfilled. You are getting me now? Or money was promised and money was never given. So in the year of 2020, when the rape issue becomes so paramount that any corner you enter, it is rapey. The girl now came out and said, no, justice must be done. I say, yes, correct. Why not? Justice should be done. After all, it's just 2018 yeah. You are getting me now? So now the lady has filed a lawsuit for D'banj to be prosecuted. I say, correct. This is my problem with you, some of you ladies. You want to drink water, somebody gave you water to drink, now you are complaining because there is no sugar inside, so the water is odorless or it tasteless. I don't understand you. How do you want water to taste? You want it to taste like Pepsi? Of course no. When this same guy was saying you should go and ask Omotola and Genevieve, when he was telling you I'm the cocoa master, I'm D'banj, you thought he was joking, abi? You thought he was not serious. Now you have filled the cocoa and you are coming here to complain. you see yourself. And you, Mr. Coco, I have begged you, and when you tell people keep your cocoa, don't tell people your cocoa is this. You are not going to listen. This is your problem. You see where you have landed yourself now. I'm D'banj, I'm the cocoa master. Who doesn't have cocoa? You see your life now, my brother. You have to settle this problem amicably with this Sayetino. And this 18 I bet before you come to my show next time, this your breast, cover it because you are tempting me. You understand me? So that in 2 years time you will not go and say Peter Pan rape you also. You understand me? Now try to wear something where you understand. And if I invite you for party, try to wear suit. Wear suit. Don't just come like this. I don't like this kind of dressing. You are getting me now? So that to avoid some cocoa jumping out of kukuruku. I beg you, let us flip from here. Your problem will not, it will not hold us today. We have other things to do. Let's flip. One Mr. Osita Dimma, one is a pastor and a singer from Anambra State. You know, say in my place they used to say, when breeze blow, the fowl nyash, chicken nyash will be spread open. So this guy is an evangelist and he's also a good singer. People love his voice because he has a melodious voice. You understand? He can sing now, yeah, you will not know where you are again because of how his voice is. You are getting me? Most of us are even looking up to him, who are trying to, try to be a good singer like him. You are getting me now? He was one of our mentors. Recently, a hacker by the name Ghostface hacked into his Facebook account and unravel what we call mesmelanous inferiority affairs with married women. The guy specializes in married women. For those of you who don't know this Mr. Osita Dimma, this is the guy. You see him, he's smiling. Mr. Osita Dimma, you are a correct guy. I like your way. You are going to teach me by the end of this show. You will show me how you used to connect with this married woman because you understand me now. What can we do? That is his way. Mr. Otidadema, I don't like the way you are pointing at me. Hope you are not trying to tell me my wife is next, because we are going to have problem. Oh. Whenever he's pointing finger like this, it means he's telling you your wife is next. Don't try it to, because you will not even see me said. You understand me? My wife is not even on Facebook. So it was just recently unraveled and discovered that he is having some illicit affairs with some married women, mostly in their congregation. Anywhere he see them, he just have them. Now this is where the story is going now. When you tell people that, look, when you are going to church, when you are serving God, don't make your pastor your Lord. In fact, respect your husband more than your pastor, because your pastor is just a human being. Your husband can become a pastor tomorrow, so how are you going to serve him? You are understanding me? Don't make them your God. They have flesh and blood running in their vein. What you can do, they will do. In fact, there are things you cannot do that they will do. So don't think they are holy. Nobody is holy. Nobody holy pass. We are all same. Just that some people hide to commit their sins, and some do it deliberately, and some do it secretly. But the day you are caught is the day the foul nyash will be open. You understanding me now? He has come out to defend himself and said no, that God will see him through, that he has not done anything regarding what people are saying. No, he can't do this, he can't do this. I'm not saying he has done it or he did it, but I'm just telling you it is 99% possibility that he did it, and it is also 99% possibility that he didn't did it. And come to think of it, if he didn't did it, then who did it? Me? It is not me, my people. It is not me. If he didn't did it, who did it? You understand me now? So you have to be careful. Don't just think because he's my pastor, he doesn't have something. He doesn't have blood flowing in his vein. No, every man has cocoa, and that cocoa, when that cocoa is looking for water to drink, my brother, it go beyond every measure to make sure you get the cocoa. You understand me now? So you have to be wise, You have to be wise. And you, Mr. Pastor Ositadema, please, if you know these things are not what you have done, you have to look for a way to clean your name, because the way your name now, the way your name is everywhere, my brother, your name is sorry. We cannot help you. We cannot help you. You need to help yourself at this moment. You understanding me? So try to control your cocoa next time, and stop looking for married women. You are getting me now. This one you are still pointing me finger. I am warning you. Me and you, we will have problem, issues. You get me now? So that is what I have to say. You understand me now? His problem will not hold us, and that is his own problem. He's fiangalinging all the married women around. You understand? Don't come and incorporate me. I'm not into that line. Let's flip. Thank you for watching this edition of the talk show. You understanding me? And I just want to quickly say thank to those of you who have subscribed and who is texting, who is messaging. We appreciate your feedback. We'll see you some other time. Please try to like and share. You understand? Share it so that the share can be shared. And at the end of the day, the share will not come and share us. You understand me now? I will see you guys again.